Awesome. So before we get to the playbooks, I want to go through the Smart CRM and the listings tab really quickly because this is very important that you get a handle of. So on here, when you click on Smart CRM, this page basically has all of the contacts you have within KvCore. Okay, so this will sort through all of them. You can view a maximum of 250 at a time. It's a little bit annoying when you're trying to select a bunch of people to send them out to send out an email or maybe a text. I have chatted with the KvCore system and looks like there's no way to select more than 250 at a time manually. There's other ways to bypass that, but just so you guys know, the maximum is 250. So we're gonna go through this bar right here. So on here, you'll have a filter option to filter through all of your contacts. And if I click on that, there's plenty of ways you can differentiate between, the list of your contacts. You can sort them through maybe people who are only in your sphere, people who are active leads. If you're in a team, who are they assigned to? Whether they're a buyer, seller, etc. Pretty much all types of filters on here. You can search through anyone in your contacts list really quickly this way. And something really cool is you can save filters, okay? So let me show you guys an example. Let's say I want to filter through contacts that are maybe sellers and they have a phone number and an email on file, okay? And I can save that filter and then you can create a name for it. So let's just call it test filter for now. And I would recommend you can pin this at the top. I'll show you what that does. So we're actually going to turn this on and then save this new filter. Okay. And it looks like this is the only contact, which is me actually, who's a seller and has a phone number and an email on file. So when you save a filter and you go up to the Smart CRM tab right here, it'll actually populate under all contacts. So by me clicking this, it will automatically generate everyone in my contacts list who is a seller, who has a phone number, and who has an email. So this is a quick way to, quick shortcut to certain contacts in your list. Let me see, I have two questions here. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yes, you can create your own filters. So yeah, when you pin it, it will appear here. So it's really quick to get to it. And when you want to get rid of the filter, just go ahead and press clear, and then it goes away. Okay, so that's a pretty cool way to get to it. This is not the only way to get to your saved filters. At the top here, you'll see these tabs. It will actually show all of your filters as well. So I don't know if there's a limit to it, but you could create more than one for sure. So that's how you create filters and how you filter through your contacts, which is very powerful. After that, you have a search bar here, pretty self-explanatory. If you just want to search up, someone specific, you can type their name or their address, and then they will populate under here. Okay. Let's see, mass email. So you can actually select individual contacts to your liking, and you can click any of these action buttons to interact with them. So if I want to send John Doe and myself an email, I will just check on John Doe and myself and click on mass email. What that will do is it'll open up a pop-up where I can, type up an email to them, whatever I do want to say to them. You type up a subject, and you can also have templates for emails. So KvCore will already come equipped with a bunch of sample, templates for you to use. So let's see, the one I used recently is expired. So you can kind of type some of this in and it'll show you if there's anything related to that. So we could click on this template, for example. Let me do that again. Expired. So yeah, when you click on a template, it'll automatically fill in that, template into the message section. And then you don't have to change these. KvCore already knows to populate their first name based on this format right here. And when you're typing out your own emails and not necessarily from a template, all you have to do is open up the bracket and then just type, whatever detail you want KvCore to fill in. And then KvCore will know to just auto-populate with their name right here. Okay, so I don't expect you guys to remember all of the spelling, but it's typically just whatever you're looking for and a dash in between for spaces. But you can type them up yourself if you would like also. Okay, so you have plenty of options here to change up your fonts and make it as nice as you want it to look. And I'm going to cancel this. All right, and if you want to select everyone, you could just press the checkbox next to first name and it'll select everything on that page. And after you filter through specific people, you can do just that. Select all the people you filtered through, send them an email. In the same way you can send an email, you can send a text, you could send video messages. Video messages, you can only send a video to one person at a time. If you want to send a video to more than one person at a time, there is a fee you have to pay for that. So just so you guys know, if you guys are trying to send videos to more than one person, that is something that does not come free. And then right here, let's check another contact. So if you want to do other things like maybe add a task that's related to a specific person in your database, you can do so right here. You can add hashtags to them. You can change their status being whether they're your sphere, maybe they're an active lead, maybe you've closed. So KvCore will keep track of all that. And you can share, archive, do a bunch of cool stuff under here. Okay, so that's pretty much the CRM section. I'm quickly gonna open up a contact just so we guys can see. So this is John Doe. This is something I created myself. And I encourage all of you guys to create a test contact. It could be yourself or just something random so that you can play around with the features of KvCore and see what it kind of looks like on the other end. Okay, so when you open that up, this is what you're greeted with. On the left-hand side, you kind of get the contact information, all the basic stuff, phone number, address, email, any hashtags. I'll touch on hashtags in just a bit. Whether they're a buyer or seller, they can be one of these at a time. So anything green is what they are. This is just a test contact. So I just have it set as buyer. You get some information about the origins of the contact. So I manually added this one. And then right under here, contact validation is something really cool that I have not seen anywhere else. Maybe the other CRMs do that nowadays, but I think this is really cool. What this means is you can run a contact validation on this specific contact. And what that does is KvCore will, based on the information KvCore has, it will actually search for extra information based off of that. So sometimes KvCore can find their social media accounts. It can find their, other emails, other phone numbers they might have. It's not super accurate, but it's nice to have that feature. Maybe when you don't have enough information about someone, that can give you more things to, contact that person with. So that's really cool. You don't have to pay anything. You can just run that and it'll populate more info. All right. And then at the bottom, if you're on a team, this might look different for you, but I'm not. So I own this contact and it's assigned to me and I'm not sharing it with anyone else. So that's that section. In the middle right here, you have two different sections. You have a client journey and you also have the timeline. Client journey is self-explanatory based on your interaction with the contact. KvCore will classify it as one of these, sphere, someone you may or may not know who may or may not be interested in buying. Prospect, someone who's shown a little interest in maybe buying. A new lead is someone who reached out to you in some way or went on your website, wants to check for something. It'll classify as an active lead after that person has, actively been in contact with you, has gone back to your website after, multiple times, and then they become a client when you're actually working with them. And you can change these manually, but a lot of these KvCore will automatically set for you based on your interaction with that person. And then self-explanatory contract, once you're in contract, and then when you close, you can switch it to close. Okay. And you can also sort through people's statuses. So if you go to your CRM, Smart CRM section, this page right here, you can actually filter through their status also. So if you want to just talk to people who you've closed with and send them a nice message, you could just do that, apply that filter, and it'll only populate with that. All right. And then this bottom section here, also pretty straightforward. It will show you everything, all the interactions you've had with that contact in chronological order. So bottom is the first interaction all the way to, whatever happened between you and that contact. You can search for specific things. You can refresh to see if anything new has been happening. The inbox button right here will show you anything that contact has sent you, okay? And you can also scroll through, you can choose to see different things here, all the calls you've made to that person, all the notes pertaining to that person. You can change all this up. So that's that middle section. And then on the third section right here, this is the action section, okay? You can take action on this contact by calling them. You can leave a note on their profile. You can send them an email from here, a text. Voicemail drop, it is a feature you have to pay for, but it just, you can send them directly a voicemail instead of having to call them. You can send them a video. Looks like we have a question here. Let's see. Yeah, Melissa, you can share something for sure.
So I when I started using this and I would send emails out, I was like, how do I know they're reading it or receiving it? So I asked KvCore. So if you scroll down a little bit in the middle section, like where an email has been sent out, or did you have
Oh, yeah, no, I did.
Yeah. So an
Mhm.
email. So if you hover over, yep, it'll say right there that it'll say, I think it says like viewed, and
Yeah,
that means they have opened it.
I did not know that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So
And then if they have not looked at it, then I forget what it says, not viewed or not opened or something like that, unopened or something like that.
interesting. Thank you so much for that share. I did not know that myself. So
Yeah.
that's cool to see.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So now you know when they're just purposely ignoring you. That's cool. Thank you, Melissa. All right. Let's see. Any other questions, anyone, before we keep going? All right. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying under here, also self-explanatory. You can interact with the contact. You could do a bunch of stuff. If you want more options, you can actually click here and you can do more stuff. You can unsubscribe them from text messages, emails, merge them with someone else, export, sky's the limit. You can also find them on Facebook, which is pretty cool, or any other social media that's on here. Okay. And then lastly, under here, this is what kind of alerts they are subscribed to. So you can manually add this, or you can do this also from this section right here. You can select a bunch of clients and you can set up alerts for them. Okay. Let me go back to John Doe right here. So this specific contact is not enrolled in, let me close this. This specific contact is not receiving any property alerts from me, is not enrolled in any active campaigns or market reports. But if they are, you'll be able to see that here and actually remove them from it or edit it from here. Okay, another section you can go to is actually up here. Okay, this will show what alerts they have going on. You can kind of cancel those, turn them off, change them, or create one. And a contact can have two separate alerts at most. So you can alert them about properties in a specific neighborhood, and alert two can be another type of alert for a different kind of property or different area. So, which is also pretty cool. I don't know if they have plans of making more, but chances are someone's only going to be looking for one thing at a time. But you have two if you need to. Okay. And let's go through each of these sections really quickly. So we already know the timeline that looks like this. If you click on profile details, this will show you all of the information that you have on that particular person. Okay, if you've assigned them to a lender, that'll pop up here, their contact info, address, the whole 9 yards. And if you press edit right here, you can fill in all of this information. Okay, as you talk to them, if you learn any of these information, maybe you find out about their birthday, you could pop that in here. And then KvCore can actually send birthday email and text and everything. So that's really nice. It always keeps you in touch with people and you don't have to lift a finger. Okay, so that's the section. And again, anything you do on KvCore, you want to look for the Save Changes button. Otherwise, your changes will not register. So that's that. Alerts we've already seen. Files is anything you've shared or anything you want to store that's pertaining to that client. So if you have any documents, you can connect your Google Drive and actually store those here. So it's a really neat way to organize things. Okay, transactions, this will show any form of transactions you've had with that person on here. And if you have any tasks related to this person, it'll show here. So I don't have any tasks created for this contact, so it's not going to show anything, but you can add one right here. Okay, and you can also do so under the timeline section. Okay, you can add a note, you can add a task right here. Okay, so this is the overview of what a contacts card looks like. And let's see, I don't think I've missed anything. All right, any questions before we move on to the listings tab? Anything that confuses you? Anything you want to know if you can do maybe?